Hello and welcome back to the shop. So today is Wednesday, our follow-up video to the reveal of the top secret project for 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. Those of you not familiar with his channel, check him out. 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 has some amazing videos of rebuilding old Caterpillars and tractors, and just he does some great stuff. He's a very gifted mechanic, and he's dove into these things a lot further than most people ever would, and he's got a lot of knowledge on this. So check him out. He does really great work along with his dad. So really fun guys to be around. We had a great time on Saturday when they were here for that video. And so we revealed the top secret job, and we did something I've never done in a video before, never done with a project. Was I've always filmed them, and then we get the comments of, you should have tried this, you should have done this, this would have maybe been better. So this time around, I asked the viewers for their input on what would be the best way to approach this project. And I'll be honest, them were some of the best suggestions I have ever seen. Things I didn't even know about. So let's head out there, look at the parts. I'll kind of give the details again, and then I'll kind of tell you what I'm leaning towards. I've got a couple of options depending on cost. All right, let's start here at the eccentric shaft. So there were several people asking if, you know, the eccentric comes off, and no, it does not. It is one piece. It is one machined piece. And the reason I know that is there is the offset center right there. So that's how they turned the shaft before they put the eccentric in it. And then this was the turning of, so they used this to get the eccentric turned where they wanted it, and then this center to do the shaft itself. So that is what that's all about. Now, there was a lot of, I'm going to just say it right now, a lot of people don't pay attention to videos, so there was a lot of questions and comments that just, yeah. I pointed this out, these chips out of the shaft. This is flaking, or as you can see, the material broke out. That very likely tells me this is high carbon. This is not something you want to weld. Many people suggested welding. And I said that in the video, this is not something that we are going to weld, because without a proper post-heat treatment, this will very likely break. There are a lot of people that'll weld these up, you know, and I cringe every time because they're not using a proper post-heat treatment, and that can lead to crystallization of the metal and eventual failure, cracking. I've seen it firsthand on a shaft that was built up, more than one actually. So that is not something we're going to do. As you can see, this is smaller than the bearing surface. The bearings are Babbitt, and we do not plan to re-pour the bearings unless absolutely necessary. We're not going to touch these journals. They're very good condition. So for the most part, we're just going to turn down the ends of the shaft enough to clean them up. That's what we're going to do. And that shouldn't be a big deal. We got the centers, not really going to be tough. So that's how we're going to approach the shaft. As far as the keyway goes, I'm not sure yet. We may cut a new one, or we may go a different route. Coming over here to the flywheels, this is where the suggestions got interesting, and I'm very excited to look into this further. So a few people had suggested boring it and then using an expanding bushing. So it's basically like a tapered bushing, but it's a two-piece. So you put it in and then you tighten a series of bolts, and there's ones with keys and ones without. And what I'm seeing is the ones without keys work just as good as the keyed ones because they bite so tight. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. We're going to look at cost, because that would be the easiest and, quite honestly, the safest way to do this. Otherwise, it's bore the whole thing out and shrink in a sleeve. Now, I can calculate that all out, and I can cut the bore, cut the keyway beforehand, and then just machine the OD slightly larger. We'll heat up the flywheel, cool the hub, and slip it together, and then probably do a Dutch joint, you know, 3, maybe 6 set screws in the seam on both sides. So we don't want that moving anywhere, and that would definitely secure it. But I'm really leaning towards those expanding bushings if we can get them at a reasonable price, keep the cost down, because I think those are going to be ultimately the safest option. So moving on here, I don't know if any of you caught 𝐷𝐷𝐿253's video, but he touched base on this. And on my channel, I started on this early on. Many people probably never have watched it. It is an interesting project. Something I've always loved is these gray drum drive tractors. And this is roughly a half scale that I started building. There are videos of this, very old ones. Check them out because this is kind of an interesting little project. And it's coming together, but I've kind of backed off on it because there just wasn't the interest. So if you know, we get a little more interest in this, I may take all those early videos, combine them into one, and do a re-release of it, and just see if we can get some interest in this again. Because it is a neat project. It's been a lot of thought and engineering went into this already. So check that out. I really would like to get on this again and see where we can go with this thing. So again, all in all, the comment section gave me some amazing ideas, both on my channel and on 𝐷𝐷𝐿253's channel. Ideas that neither of us had thought of, products that we didn't know existed. So based on the cost, if we can make those expanding shaft collars work, those are going to be the way to go. Those are definitely going to be the way to go because it'll make machining a little bit easier. We're not going to have to hold such super tight tolerances. We'll be able to assemble it better because we'll be able to have a little more give in the thing. So we'll be able to put it on easier and then crank it all down, tighten it up, lock it on. Just all around, I think that's going to be a better option, but it may be cost prohibitive. So we got to figure that out. Like I said, this is going to be a winter project, so it's going to be a little while out, but definitely thank you everybody for the comments. Just amazing information there. Everybody shared such good stuff. So I'm very excited about that, actually. I probably should approach more videos this way, asking for what are your ideas, because that really did kind of make this a better option. You know, gave us some better ideas, and yeah, very excited about this. So stay tuned to the channel because this will be in the works for a while. I'm actually going to be making a trip over to the Squatch Ranch here in a couple weeks, and he's doing a little get together for a few friends and stuff, and we're going to check out his collection, and I'm going to go see the rock crusher components in person because I'm really curious how big this thing is, and kind of see that he was talking there might be a couple other things that need to be repaired based on if we can repair this. So I'm gonna go check that out. I'll bring the camera with, be plowing, probably with caterpillars. So check that video out in a few weeks. Coming up, we've got some pretty cool stuff, so stay tuned. And till next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time.